Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Real Watchers live stream for November 20th, 2024. My name is Garrett.
And I'm Kevin.
And we are your hosts. Apologies off the top of the show here if I sound at all different. I am getting over being sick, so if I have to cough or anything like that, I apologize ahead of time. But there that is. Kevin, how have you been over the course of the last week? I mean, I know it's been like 8 days since the last stream, but how have you been?
Not too bad. Still chugging along with school and work right now. It's getting a little bit busier because Thanksgiving's next weekend. So just trying to get through it through these holidays, and then should be doing well for after that.
There you go. And it's funny you mentioned school because as of Friday, I have officially been accepted into a master's program for film. So I start that on January 13th. So I'll be talking about that kind of as we go along. And my plan is that, anytime I have to write anything movie related or do anything for school, I also want to turn it into some sort of video or something for the channel. That way it's kind of like two stones with one bird kind of a thing.
Okay.
So, so super excited about that. But let's go ahead and see here. We have our good friend Nadia over from Horror and More. Welcome back. Hello, Moto.
Hello, Moto.
I have a Motorola. So
I used to.
there we go. Hope you're having a great night so far. But let's go ahead and jump into the stories for this week. Up first, let me get here. Wicked's initial reviews have been exceptional, and as of, up until about 1 o'clock this afternoon, the film had a near perfect 99% on Rotten Tomatoes, and it currently has a 73 on Metacritic still, I believe. It has a 72 on Metacritic now, and it now has a 93 on Rotten Tomatoes. So pretty darn good reviews. I haven't seen a musical that has been that highly reviewed in a long time. Probably since Greatest Showman, I would say. Not even that, because Greatest Showman wasn't that well received by critics. It was more of a fan thing. But it sounds like people are really going to be liking this one. So we might see it a little bit at the Academy Awards.
And which I think is a little bit surprising, because I remember some people not liking the trailer. So
yeah, me among them. Even though I will admit, because I've seen the trailer a couple of times now in theaters, the music has stuck with me a little bit in the way that's been arranged for the movie. But the reviews have been really good, and it is a part 1, so there is a part 2 coming next year.
Okay, cool.
So, which is cool that they didn't shrink it down. They're going to be telling the whole story. So
yeah, which is always nice.
Yeah, absolutely.
But next up, upcoming DCU film Batman the Brave and the Bold is still in development, not forcing a release date until script is ready. Good on them. Yeah, they're not putting pressure on themselves by trying to get it done by a certain amount, stuff like that. So let the writers write, and then you get a good movie that people will enjoy. Yeah,
and it sounds like there is a game plan. There are movies and projects they've announced, like Creature Commandos and Superman. There's a Supergirl film that they're going to be making. There's a Lanterns show. So there are things that aren't coming. And then this is kind of one of the things that's been in the background trying to get the right script. So, which is important. Don't force it until you got it right. And that already gives me more faith in James Gunn and Peter Safran than I think anyone in the comic book industry right now. So
yeah.
Next up, with Gladiator 2 coming out this weekend, the Equalizer 4 and 5 are in development, and Denzel Washington is set to return for both of those. Okay. I mean, I didn't know they needed 2 extra films, but apparently they're really well liked by fans, and the critic scores are not, really that bad either. They're in the 70s usually, I think. So, keep them coming if they're good and they're high quality.
Yeah, I feel like sometimes after the third movie, the quality gets a little bit down on some franchises. So hopefully this doesn't take that turn, because The Equalizer is a fun action movie that you don't really need to. It's just kick butt, watch movie. That's what I feel like these are. So I'm okay with that. Next up, Glenn Powell and Emma McKay join J.J. Abrams' secret upcoming movie, said to be centered around a young married couple struggling to survive against a supernatural entity. So, a horror movie.
Yeah, either a sci-fi, a horror movie, sci-fi horror. Like, it sounds like we're going to be getting back to the roots of what made J.J. Abrams such an exciting filmmaker. Before he was kind of roped into Star Trek, Star Wars, and all those kinds of things. So I am excited for this. I do think J.J. Abrams is a good director, and I'm excited to see what he can do on a film that's not a part of a big franchise.
Gotcha. Did JJ do Super 8?
Yes. So it sounds like it might be something close to Super 8, which...
That's cool.
I mean, Glenn Powell and then Emma Mackey, who probably most well known for playing physician Barbie in the Barbie movie.
Oh, okay.
So she has a couple other projects that are going on right now as well, but that's kind of like her biggest thing.
Okay.
Next up, Clint Eastwood's new film, Juror Number 2, is set to hit Max on December 20th. If you're lucky to live close enough to a theater that is playing this at all, a lot of big film directors are saying go see this in theaters and go support it because it is really good. Because it just got a really reduced kind of theatrical run, which is really, I don't know why the theaters are doing that, or not theaters, sorry, studios. I mean, like, just release it in theaters. Like, if it's good, it's going to sell itself, you know. So,
and if not, you have that data, December 20th, just to put it on there too.
Yeah, like I don't like, because I got sick over this weekend. I don't know if I'm going to have the time to go and see it in theaters. So like, this is kind of nice for me, but you know, it is frustrating. You know, so.
Well, next up, Terrifier 3 will release digitally on November 26th and physically on December 17th. So if you want to watch Terrifier before Christmas, go right ahead. You'll get it then.
There you go. It's got a really good looking steelbook coming too.
I haven't seen anything of it, so
yeah, you should check it out. If you're at all interested in the movie, check out that steelbook. It is real pretty.
Okay.
Alrighty. Next up, Disney has removed the upcoming Rey-focused solo Star Wars film from release on December 18th, 2026. It has been replaced by Ice Age 6 that we talked about last week. Honestly, this makes sense, though, because they do have that new trilogy that they're going to be writing, and there's rumors that Rey may be a part of those, so maybe they didn't want to do one film. They could focus on 3. You know, recent interviews with Disney and Lucasfilm have said that they think that Rey is like one of their strongest characters. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that as much as I like those movies. But, you know, Daisy Ridley's a good actress. So as long as they give her a good script, you know, go for it.
I feel like if they do this trilogy and Rey is a part of it, and then they can keep going with the Rey-focused Star Wars after this new trilogy, maybe that makes everybody more willing to go see it.
Yeah, and maybe she'll get funneled into something else. Who knows? I still hope this new trilogy is going to be Old Republic focused, but you know.
We'll see. Next up, Godzilla -1 director Takashi Yamazaki will release his first English film through Sony. Cool. I mean, we'll see. Again, we have to see what the movie is, how the script is, and all that stuff. But I have full faith in him. Godzilla -1 was fantastic. So if he just keeps up that, and it'll be a great movie.
Yes, and the film is called Grand Year, one word. So don't know anything about it yet. Just know that J.J. Abrams' company, Bad Robot, is going to be producing it. So it's pretty cool. Hopefully it's got some sort of sci-fi aspect to it. Really exciting stuff here. Jurassic World Rebirth's plot has been revealed, kind of alongside some photos of the cast that have been released. And I am just so much more excited for this movie now. But Jurassic World Rebirth is set 5 years after the events of Jurassic World Dominion. The film's plot revolves around an intrepid team who need to secure DNA samples from the 3 most colossal creatures across land, sea, and air after the planet's ecology has proven largely inhospitable to dinosaurs. Which the Gareth Edwards, who's directing this, who did The Creator and Rogue One, has said that this film really takes it back to what he loved about Jurassic Park and those movies, which that automatically gets me kind of more on board. He said that this includes dinosaurs that have not been as prevalent in other films, the ones that feel criminal not to include. So that's really cool to hear as well. It sounds like we won't get any more hybrids or anything like that. Like, just stop doing those. Like, it sounds like this is going to be a rescue mission, some kind of ecological kind of thing, and so I'm all here for it. I'm really excited for this.
I like how different it is, which is nice. So give me dinosaurs, I go see.
Give me Scarlett Johansson and dinosaurs. That's all I want.
Next up, Predator Badlands will be the first movie in the series with the Predator protagonist will be front and center in the film. Cool. Awesome. It's not a side character, pretty much. But he never really was a side character.
Always the villain, or like the antagonist, right? Super excited to have them be front and center. Yep. I mean, we don't know if it's going to be a male or a female predator at this point. Sounds like it might be a female predator too, which we haven't seen in the films yet, but we've seen in other media, games and comics and things like that. But I think that's just a great idea. Like, how are you going to make the humans be the bad guys or whatever? Like,
that would be very interesting to see.
Because there's also been rumors that it's going to be like more of a futuristic, like cyberpunky type setting, and not like in the past. So, I'm all here for it. Give me some good stuff.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Also kind of fun here. Warner Brothers is planning a remake of 1956's Forbidden Planet, which is considered one of the best sci-fi movies of the 50s, one of the best B-movie style films. It's one that a lot of people really, really love. And I'm all here for this. I think that going back and looking at the 50s and those B-movies for something that you can make more artsy or more scary or more of its time.
Sorry.
Totally all here for it. Let's do it. I'm here as long as you have the right people attached to it. I'm all here for it. I mean, look what happened to The Thing. The Thing for Another World was from the 50s, and then they remade it into The Thing in 1983 with John Carpenter, and that movie was better than the original. So
I didn't know what this film was until I saw the poster, and I know exactly what this film is now.
Oh yeah, it's a real. I haven't seen the movie in a very long time, so I definitely will have to rewatch it before this.
Yeah, that would be fun. The Fantastic Four First Steps synopsis unveiled. So it goes over with set against the vibrant backdrop of the 1960s inspired retro-futuristic world. The Fantastic Four First Steps introduces Marvel's first family. Reed Richards as Mr. Fantastic, Sue Storm, Invisible Woman, Johnny Storm, Human Torch, and Ben Grimm, The Thing, as they face their most daunting challenge yet. Forced to balance their roles as heroes with the strength of their family bond, they must defend Earth from a ravenous space god called Galactus, which we're confirmed it's Galactus now, and his enigmatic herald Silver Surfer. Is it Jennifer Garner that's doing Julia Garner. And if Galactus's plans to devour the entire planet and everyone on it weren't bad enough, it suddenly gets very personal. Cool. We get Galactus.
That's been confirmed for a while.
I know, but I'm still excited that we're getting it.
The best casting, I think, Ralph Ineson, who I'm all here for him. Yeah, I think it's. I mean, I've seen the footage that was shown at the D23 in Brazil, kind of leaked, and it looks unlike anything else in the MCU, and I'm so down for it.
I'm super excited for the 1960s inspired stuff. It looks I love when you get a re-envision of the 1950s, 1960s. It looks so cool.
Yeah. I love retro futuristic stuff, so I'm all here for it. And last story for the day, I think this is fantastic news. I'm super excited for this, and it's movie related, so I threw it on here. Conan O'Brien is going to be hosting the 97th Academy Awards next year, which is in March. There were rumors that it was going to be Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman. I guess things fell through. But Conan O'Brien is the best choice I think they could have picked for any late night host type people.
Yeah.
He is the best in the industry next to Craig Ferguson, but I don't think Craig Ferguson would do it. Yeah, Conan O'Brien is going to be fantastic at this. Like,
Yeah.
I'm calling it already.
He's going to be a funny guy. He might push some buttons a little bit, but who cares?
He's not as button pushy as much as other people are nowadays. But he's also a genuine movie fan. Like, he has talked about him on his podcast a lot. He's a huge horror guy. A little bit more like me, likes the artsy stuff like The Witch and Midsommar and stuff. But also likes the classics as well, the Nightmares on Elm Street, the Texas. He likes everything. So, but it's been really like nice to listen to him talk about movies because he has a reverence for them. It's not like he's going to go into it and make fun of them. I mean, he will. That's part of his job. But like, he's not going to make light of like serious movies or anything like that.
Yeah.
So, but I'm very excited for that. Excited, waiting to hear when those nominations are going to be. Because I am a big Academy Awards guy. So maybe this year we can do a live watch along and
that'd be cool
with chat or something and have our ballots or whatever. But anyhow, that is going to be it for all the news stories this week. Joey says waiting on the crossover for Equalizer and Taken with a sprinkle of Nobody. Right?
I mean, they're not going to say Denzel and Neeson are old, but the older gentlemen will be kicking some butt together if they do make a crossover.
I don't think it's going to happen though, because Liam Neeson has said he's going to be retiring from action films.
He should do one with Denzel.
Just one with Denzel. Number 4 and number 5. At least it's not Kimmel again. 100%. I mean, don't get me wrong. Kimmel is the reason why he's a decent host is because he's mediocre. He's not too crazy and he's not too boring. He's just right in that middle line. That's why they kept using him. But he kept overdoing jokes and kept like, oh, at least we're not getting the slap again. Like, shut up. Like, this is why I'm excited about Conan O'Brien. But what about Fallon and his fake laughs? No. I hate Jimmy Fallon. So he hosted it. I would still watch the Academy Awards, but I would just it's like the Super Bowl. I would just fast forward the parts with Jimmy Fallon. And when, get on
when stuff happens, you're like, oh, okay, I'll play
it. Apparently a lot of celebrities do not like talking to him. So
okay.
Like in his interviews, because he interrupts all the time. So but that's going to be it for all of our news stories this week. Let's go ahead and talk about all the movie trailers that came out this week. And we had some pretty big ones. So, Kevin, what stood out to you?
Y2K just looks like a fun old gory time by A24. How to Train Your Dragon looks absolutely fantastic. Minecraft, I don't know what it is, but it kind of looks better than the first trailer. And it's not making me excited, but I kind of want to see the downfall of it and see how really bad it is, because the Steve character is not what I thought it would be. So, and then Baby Girl looks very dark, I want to say. So that looks interesting as well for me. But my big takeaway is How to Train Your Dragon. Toothless looks fantastic in like a real world setting.
All right. Yeah, I think How to Train Your Dragon looks really promising in terms of a live action adaptation. I think a lot of people online are already calling it something that might be the best live action remake ever. Which makes sense because it's the same director as the original film. So it was his attempt to get into live action, which I'm all here for. Minecraft, the second trailer is better. It's a better trailer. Like the first trailer is awful. This one at least was a little bit more cohesive. We get a better picture of what the story is going to be. I think it still looks like a steaming hot pile of shit. Yeah. And I don't know. I also just don't like that director. So, I mean, it's what it is.
Did you see the skeletons and everything like that?
I don't like the way they look.
They look horrible. They don't look like skeletons at all.
I just hate that it's in another world. Or just make a story in Minecraft. Why is that hard?
You could do so many stories in Minecraft. Be a villager that Steve got taken in by the villagers or something like that, and he wants to find his own way. It could have been some.
Make a villain story with Herobrine and Like,
I know.
I don't know. There's so much more you could do instead of giving it to the Napoleon Dynamite director. But also, I think Y2K looks fantastic. I mean, I'm a huge A24 guy. Nothing really shocking there, but I think that one looks unlike anything they've made so far, which is really cool. I like the cast as well too. Also, I think Beatles 64 might be pretty good too. It's a new documentary from Martin Scorsese about the Beatles. So, in the amateur, it looks like a return to those like classic espionage thrillers. And I think Rami Malek is like a good kind of someone who you underestimate. That's the whole entire point of the movie.
Okay.
But that is it for the trailers. Everything that stood out. I can't believe Shiver Me Timbers is a thing. I legit thought it was fake. Yes. I was amazed that anyone saw it on there. Shiver Me Timbers is a Popeye the Sailor Man horror movie.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Yeah.
No.
Train Your Dragon with real people feels like a Disney type move. Hope I'm wrong, as was this really needed. Highly recommend you check out the trailer. If you haven't yet, Joey. It does. I was on the fence with this movie. I don't think it needed to be made because I think the animation one is able to do so much more like in a beautiful fashion, but they're
killing it right now.
They're killing it with this trailer, and the behind the scenes video is very good. Good afternoon, everyone. Mr. Matt Walls.
Hello,
I don't know
Mr.
where in the
Matt.
world you are, where it is afternoon, but I hope you're enjoying the afternoon. As it's currently the evening time, but I hope that you're having a fantastic day so far. Again, apologies if you missed it at the beginning of the show. Apologies, I am getting over being sick if my voice sounds different or if I cough or anything. So, again, just want to make that clear. Alrighty, but Kevin, why don't you go ahead and take us through the box office from last weekend?
Yeah, box office. Red One with 32.1 million, coming in second place. Venom: The Last Dance with 7.3. 3, the best Christmas pageant ever, with 5.3 million. I'm gonna mess up on the is Heretic. 5.2 million, and The Wild Robot still in theaters and still in the top 5 with 4.2. I'm surprised Red One actually made that much money.
I mean, it was always going to make a certain amount of money on its first weekend. It's going to be really interesting to see it next weekend. Because this movie had $250 million budget. Okay. This is a horrible opening.
Yeah.
And it will not make that money back. It is going to make it back when it hits streaming and everything, but...
So why... It is a Christmas movie. Why not put it out, not this week, because there's a bunch of big hitters, but next week, the first week of December?
I think the problem is it would have come out next weekend in any other year. Or this weekend, excuse me. Or in time for Thanksgiving.
Okay.
Right? But you have Wicked and Gladiator 2 opening, which are going to be two huge box office movies. I guarantee that Wicked's going to be the top next week. But, like, you do not compete with those movies. Like, those movies are big. That's like, oh, let's release it the same weekend as a Marvel movie. Like, it's a horrible idea.
So why not wait then? Why not wait one more week? I know you might not profit it, but it's in December. It's a Christmas movie. Kids are going to be off like 2 weeks for Christmas.
I can tell you why. It's probably because they have to release it in theaters because they want to have it considered for Oscars, which every movie does.
This is not an Oscar-worthy movie.
No, it's not. But they still have that idea going in. Like, maybe we can get a best visual effects one. But this is one of those movies where it's going to come out now, and by the time Christmas comes around, it will already be available on Prime because it's an Amazon MGM movie.
Yeah.
So you get it out there now, and then you make it available for home watching right before Christmas. That's the only thing I can think of.
Beyond me. This is why I'm not in that department.
I'm amazed that it has as high of a score on Rotten Tomatoes for its audience as it does. It has a 90% audience rating, which is amazing. It has like a 32 for critics, but like there's several people who've gone to see it, like, because there's a thing where Dwayne Johnson was like, so I saw Oppenheimer in IMAX, and I sat in the theater in the exact seat that Christopher Nolan sits in to screen his movies, and I thought, man, Red One's gonna look fantastic on IMAX. Literally. That's what he said. He's a fucking moron. Like, you're watching the best movie of last year, according to the Academy Awards, and I would say to both of us, right? And he's like, well, this is going to make Red One look good. No, like, that actually pushed a couple people I follow online to go and see it in theaters to see if it was really worth anything. Most people say it's mid to bad. Like, it's just an attempt to be something more than it should be.
Gotcha.
So,
okay.
But that is it for the box office this weekend. Oh, he's in Guam. Oh, well,
who's
hello from Guam. Matt Wells is in Guam.
Jeez.
Well, hello from Guam.
That's
Thank you for joining us
crazy.
from out there.
Yeah.
Who the fuck is Red One's? How the fuck is Red One's budget? $250 million. Who signed off on that? Amazon MGM is who signed off on that, because they're like, this movie's got big people in it. It's got, what's his name?
Chris Pratt.
Dwayne Johnson.
No. Chris Evans.
Dwayne Johnson. It's got Chris Evans. It's got J.K. Simmons. It's got Lucy Liu. That's got to be a big move. No, it's not. They were betting on this being a success, and it's just like, this movie this year has shown that indies and lower budget movies have been far more successful than anything bigger. There's been a couple of movies with big budgets that have been successful. Dune Part 2, Godzilla X Kong: The New Empire. Even Venom has been successful. Like, they don't have the biggest budgets in the world, and they're incredibly successful. It's the ones with the bigger budgets that are failing. Borderlands failed, had a huge budget. This is going to fail, had a huge budget. So it's just crazy. Red One's budget is compared to me buying a Corolla for $100,000. Why?
Yeah,
I have no idea.
It's literally, I think it's Amazon Black Friday starts tomorrow. Let's release the movie, because when we can pay all of our actors that we had to pay for the movie. Like, literally, that's what I feel like they're doing.
They all did it for the money. I'm telling you, that's what they did it for right now. Red One, more like Dead One.
It's a freaking emoji.
I love that
every single time.
I'm kidding. He's not in Guam.
Oh, well, then why did
you
say
say good Guaming, everyone? I'm confused now.
Yeah.
Wherever you are, Matt Walls. Wherever you are, Matt Walls. I hope it's a good day. All right. Let's go ahead and jump into the movies that are coming out this weekend. And as you can tell, it's got two very big ones. Up first is Gladiator 2. After his home is conquered by the tyrannical emperors who now lead Rome, Lucius is forced to enter the Colosseum and must look to his past to find strength to return to the glory of Rome to its people. Man, I almost couldn't read that. This is a sequel to the movie Gladiator. So if you're at all interested, you're probably going to go see it. Up after that is Wicked. God damn it. My sick brain is getting me. Wicked. Part 1. Elphaba, a misunderstood young woman because of her green skin, and Glinda, a popular girl, become friends at Shiz University in the land of Oz. After an encounter with the wonderful Wizard of Oz, their friendship reaches a crossroads. This is, of course, the part 1 of the film version of the mega popular Broadway musical. And if there's anything to be believed, the reviews looks like it's going to be a good time. So, up after that is Porcelain War, which is a new documentary. Under roaring fighter jets, Ukrainian artists Slava, Anya, and Andrei choose to stay behind. Defiantly finding beauty amid destruction, they show that although it's easy to make people afraid, it's hard to destroy their passion for living. Cool. More documentaries that show what's going on in Ukraine is not a bad thing by any means for me. Like if you have the pleasure of watching, well, it's not a pleasure, but 20 Days in Mariupol was the best documentary of last year, and highly recommend watching it. It's free on YouTube. So it is very saddening and very kind of sick, but very, very good. All right, and up after that is Flow, a movie that I'm actually seeing if I can try and find anywhere, but it doesn't look like it. Cat is a solitary animal, but as its home is devastated by a great flood, he finds refuge on a boat populated by various species and will have to team up with them despite their differences. This is an animated film. It looks like it's almost been animated with like a video game engine. It almost looks like it could be a video game in some ways. But it looks very beautiful. It kind of uses that kind of mixed Spider-Verse style, or like the Puss in Boots Last Wish kind of style. So actually kind of excited to check this one out. Doesn't look like there's any voice actors or anything. So looks like it'll be a dialogue-less movie. So
interesting.
All righty. And that's going to be it for the movies that are coming out this weekend. Of course, there's always little things that are going to show out there, that we don't know
Limited
about.
times, stuff
Limited
like
time
that.
things, but Nadia, don't ruin their interest that fictitiously I'm living in Guam. All right.
Those emojis are cool too.
Those are good. Kevin, water, Rex, or else?
Okay. That's my plan.
Gotcha. All righty. Well, that is it for all the kind of scripted parts of today's show. So, of course, we'll change up the music a little bit because it's time to talk about the movies we watched over the course of the last week. And unfortunately, my list is far smaller than it would have been. If I didn't get sick over the last weekend, I was going to go to the theaters at least 3 times. And I did not. I've only watched 2 movies outside of the wheel spins, and all Kevin watched this week were the wheel spins. So yes. I'm going to go ahead and do my 2 that were not wheel spins first. Then we'll talk the wheel spin movies. So up first, and I'm going to keep these relatively brief, just because, again, I'm getting over being sick. If you want to see the full reviews, go to Letterboxd right there underneath our names. You can kind of see these fully written out. But the first movie I watched outside of the wheel spin is The Interview from 2014. This is the one with Seth Rogen and James Franco. This movie's not that good. I remember all the controversy when this came out, North Korea hacking Sony and all that kind of stuff. On one hand, the film satirizes the entertainment industry. On the other hand, it satirizes the leader of North Korea. It has not aged well, but it does better at the latter. The scenes where Kim Jong-un and James Franco's character are getting along and like really having a bromance are legitimately funny. And that's where like the best parts of the movie are, but that's not the focus of it really. It's just like a part of the film, and that just goes away. It does go the typical Seth Rogen, Evan Goldberg route with its comedy. It's not that well written. It's just all of its humor is like, oh, we're Hollywood people in North Korea, and it doesn't really do anything else besides that. There's also just a CIA storyline that's kind of dumb. It's just not that good of a movie. It's mediocre. Like it's certainly better than some other comedy movies, and it has like a niche, little bit of nostalgia to it because of all the controversy. But it's really not that good. But I did watch a movie that I was lucky enough. I literally went to this in theaters on the last day it was available in theaters, which was Memoir of a Snail. This is from the same director of Mary and Max, which is an animated film that I would highly recommend if none of you have seen it. I've already reviewed it here on the stream a couple months ago. But this is his new film. I don't think I have the same attachment to this one that I do with Mary and Max, but this one is still very, very good. It's a very emotional film. Some people might think it's dark for the sake of being dark, but there are purposes to everything. It's beautifully animated. Another stop-motion film. I will never not love a stop-motion film. It feels more grim and mature than Mary and Max, but not like, a South Park or a Sausage Party kind of adult. It's more like just more mature. Like it's just more like of an adult-centric kind of a story. And it really works. It's not gross for the sake of being gross or anything like that. Like it's just legitimately telling a story. It is emotional. You're probably going to at least tear up a little bit during this movie because a lot happens. But it's another great animated film this year. I wouldn't say it's the best animated film of the year, but it is definitely in the top 5, I would say. So
nice.
Highly recommend that if you get the chance to see it. So,
cool.
But that is it for movies outside the wheel spin. So let's go ahead and talk about the movies we watched as a part of the wheel spin, and we'll go ahead and go to your short first, Kevin.
Yeah.
Which is,
I'll let you take a break. Norman Normal. Very interesting concept. It has a little bit of like a 2D animation line pencil drawing. It wasn't the best though. It was very trippy in a way. His boss tries to manipulate him into getting somebody drunk so he can sign papers, and that's not okay anywhere. But then you see it's all in his mind, so it's like didn't really sit well with me because there's no end to this story, and it feels like it opened a story and closed it without finishing it. So that's why I give it a 47 out of 100. But the animation was very, very cool.
Okay. My short this week was Duck Pimples, which is a Donald Duck animated short, which is it's always included in their horror collections or their like scary shorts. Even though it wasn't really scary, I really liked where this was going at first, where Donald Duck is kind of listening to radio shows and reading books, and he's kind of like his imagination's getting the best of him, and like things are happening to him, but they're not really. But then it kind of goes into a direction with like a true crime story, so it ditches all the scary stuff in favor of like this kind of true crime narrative, which just isn't that interesting. It's also a little too bizarre at points, but it is really well animated, and I would say at points it doesn't feel like a Disney short. It feels like a Looney Tunes short, and something more that like Tex Avery would do, as opposed to like what Disney would do, because it kind of feels like strangely more adult than their typical films or their typical shorts. So that was kind of weird, but it's okay. I like it. It's not going to stick with me like, you know, Lonesome Ghosts or anything like that was. So, but alrighty, in your first movie.
My first movie was Safety. This was a good movie. Good movie about having a family that's kind of not joined, but still having to take care of your little brother while going to college on a full scholarship through football. I do wish it would have shown a lot more of the football game interactions. I like those better than like kind of like the background of what's going on in him at school with his relationship and stuff like that. I know it's an important story, but I'm more of a football game kind of person, not the backstory of the football player person. I will say though, this movie does do a great job of when they're in the stadium, it feels like it was on game day they filmed this movie, and like the whole stadium's filled, not with like CG characters or anything, but and I think one time they had like actual footage. I forgot to check up on that, but for one of the games they had actual footage of him playing on the field, which was pretty cool. I wish it would have stuck a little bit more to that, but I give it a 55 out of 100. It was very, very cliche, not cliche, very predictable throughout the whole thing. So as soon as I started, I knew what was going to happen.
Okay. My first movie this week was Stillwater from 2021. It's a perfectly average thriller. Nothing really too crazy about it. I would say it's aggressively mediocre, but it succeeds when it's not trying to be a thriller. There's some really weird kind of mixes that it does in terms of tone and genre. It's better when this film is showing Matt Damon as someone in a foreign land, because he's like your typical Oklahoma American, you know, type person, and he just has to go to France. And a part of the movie is just him like becoming accustomed to France, and like they're going out and experiencing things for the first time, which like that's when it's a better movie. Like to see someone break down cultural barriers and like understand other people and like grow accustomed to that is good. I really enjoyed that. But like when it goes back into its thriller story, which apparently is not even that close to what actually happened, you know, it's
yeah.
Some audiences are really going to enjoy it. It's too much of a mixed bag for me. But it does kind of feel like the film was having a little bit of an identity crisis through the whole thing.
Okay.
Like, what am I trying to be? You know? But I guess it was an American and French production, and so kind of a weird mix of the two production styles, for sure.
Gotcha.
But it's better than like some other thrillers, but it just didn't really stick with me. You know, I can barely remember it after watching it. So.
All right, next one, The Book of Eli. I'm not going to spoil anything for Garrett because he hasn't seen it and doesn't know the plot twist. So if you know, you know. I'll say that about this movie. But it's very, very good. The Mila Kunis and Morgan Freeman are very good characters in this movie. But I love what?
Is it Morgan Freeman?
No, I'm sorry. It's Washington.
Denzel Washington.
Sure. Yeah, I'm sorry. Washington.
He did a racism, everyone. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Washington and Kunitz are really good in this movie. The only thing, I was saying about the villain. The villain is really good in this movie. I think he's probably one of the better villains of the movies that I've seen in the past couple of months. About how he wants to stop what Denzel's character is doing, and he has a purpose, and he doesn't stray away from that purpose, which is really nice to see. Only thing I did not like in this movie, it is post-apocalyptic, so the sun, there's no like clouds or anything like that, so it's supposed to be very bright outside. Okay, but there's so many bright yellows and whites in this movie, and there's so many darks in this movie, like black, so it was very hard to see sometimes. And I think if they would have gone in a different direction, it looked like a dark filter sometimes mixed with the light filter in the camera. If they would have went with a different maybe filter in this movie, I think I would have liked it a little bit better. But give it a 57 out of 100. Still decent movie.
All right. And last up for me is a big one, considered one of the more disturbing films ever made, and that is Martyrs from 2008. And I would say that it lives up to its legend. It is a sincerely disturbing and sickening film it will test your mettle. I'm very interested to see what Nadia thinks of this movie, because it does have a lot of horror elements to it and kind of the gore and everything. But it is also a poignant film that deals with trauma and what it can do to someone. There is a deeper potential story here. I think on first watching, I watched this over the weekend when I was like right in the middle of being super sick, so my attention span wasn't completely there. So I do want to rewatch this. I would say as a horror film, the film does deliver the chills and the gore. Like, it does succeed there. It also really presents this incredibly nihilistic view of the world and of life. That's what I would have rather preferred it focus on. In the last half of the film, it really focuses on those shock moments and the things to really like get you going. They're there to extend the film rather than being there for a reason sometimes, is what it kind of felt like, at least on first watch. Instead of like fully fleshing out the film, no pun intended. There's a very ambiguous ending to this movie too that a lot of people debate over. I have my theory for what happens and why someone does what they do. I won't spoil anything if you have not seen the movie, but it's kind of one of those things that I'd love to debate with someone who's actually seen it, but no one here has seen it as far as I know. I can't get past the feeling that a lot of this was made just to shock people, but the story and its purpose will make those scenes feel needed, but just a little gratuitous, I guess, sometimes.
Gotcha.
I don't know. But I might actually put this back on the wheel and have Kevin roll it at some point. Okay. I'd be very interested to see what you think.
Okay.
From both a medical point of view and also just in general.
Yeah.
But let's see here. All right, getting some comments here. Norman Normal is more of a thinking cartoon. It's kind of relatable in terms of what we each think when presented with things we may not agree with, but also going with the norm living every day.
Yeah, that's what it is. But it just didn't end the story, and it just left it open for, I guess, interpretation about how you would go about it. But I want a cartoon that tells me, pretty much.
There you go. Then Nadia, I haven't seen Martyrs, but I am well aware of its disturbingness. Oh, you should check it out. It's free on Tubi. So
Tubi or not?
The
Tubi.
heavens bless Tubi for putting all this weird shit on its phone.
I know.
on its streaming thing. But I'd be interested to see what you have to say. I don't know if you'll like the film, but I think you would probably appreciate like the makeup effects with a lot of the gore and everything, because it goes farther than like Hostel or Saw or anything. This movie is this legitimately tests you. Like Terrifier is disturbing, but there's like an underlying comedic element to it. But man, like this movie is this has like a nihilistic, mean-spirited kind of thing behind it. So
gotcha.
Alrighty, but that is it for the movies that we reviewed this week. So that means it's time for the wheel
of movies.
There we go. It took a minute. But I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to put Martyrs back onto here. This is specifically for Kevin. but would love to see any other film recommendations that you have. We'll go ahead and populate the list up. So let's go for it. My sick brain. I don't know if I finished out the thought regarding. No, I did. Okay, we're good. But would love to see any other things that you would like to put onto the wheel.
Nadia has some.
Nadia has some picks today. Is Founders Day already on here? It is not. Okay. Let's see here.
I've already reviewed it because we saw it in theaters.
Okay.
Thanksgiving, I have not seen, and I really want to watch it before Thanksgiving. That would be
Thanksgiving
fun.
Run is one movie.
Thanksgiving.
Oh, okay.
The one by Eli Roth.
Yeah.
Is it Eli? Yeah. And then Run is on Hulu. I've already seen it.
All right. And then Black Friday 2021.
Let me see if I've seen that one, or if I have logged it.
Okay. We got a couple from Joey here. We have Short Circuit, 1986. Ernest Goes to Jail. And Hero is a movie I've been wanting to see. And then Fox Pixar says Airplane 2, which I have actually not seen. I own a VHS of it, but I have not seen it. Alrighty. We'll go ahead and give it another minute. So, any other recommendations? Just throw them out there.
Yep.
Reminder, they do have to be projects that are available on Letterboxd to be reviewed. Just a reminder. So, no short films, no YouTube videos, nothing like that. Does have to be something. I mean, it can be a YouTube video if it's available on Letterboxd as a project there. I think Hikari is that wood animated short film that we saw on YouTube that was also there. Portrait of God is another one, which is a really good short that's on YouTube.
What are you thinking about getting? What do you want?
Anything. Honestly, something that I don't know, because I don't know how much time I'm going to have this weekend. So
why?
We'll see.
Where are you going?
Why are you interrogating me? Anything like I got a family event on Sunday, and then I think my mom's birthday present was going to take her to a movie and dinner. So I think we're going to see Wicked on Saturday, and then we're going to get dinner. So
cool.
Alrighty, it has been a minute, so let's go ahead and spin the wheel.
I'll go first.
Kevin, okay. And then, do you want to make this a short, or do you want to make it? Oh, we should take the option. Do you want to do a short first and get it out of the way?
Yes. And then we have the two movies.
All right. So if it doesn't land on a short, it's gonna be whatever movie or whatever short is closest. And it might actually land on one. No. It is Mouse Trouble, I believe. Let me double check here. Mouse Trouble is the name of your short.
Tom and Jerry, probably.
Mouse Trouble is the short. All right. And I'm going to do the same thing. So I'm going to go ahead and spin for a short. All right. And spin. Give me a short. I hope it lands on one.
That would be cool. I like when it lands on it.
You know, certainly makes it easier, but it is not going to. What is the closest short here? I don't see one that way. Little School something. Little School Mouse.
Didn't you already watch that?
I don't think so. Maybe I did. Yes, I did. Darn it. Okay. Well.
Just do the one below it or above it. Pick.
Okay, I'll do Quiet, please.
Okay.
That'll be my short. All right. Now let's go ahead.
Movie time.
We'll remove that from there.
It's pizza time.
Shuffle, 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 shuffle. Kevin's first movie. Let's get some. Oh, I hit short. I hit short. Damn it. Alrighty. Here we go. And spin. Do you know what movie you're going to select for me if it lands on Kevin's pick? Oh, looking at the list.
No,
again.
I don't.
Okay. All right. Kevin's first movie is. That's a short. Well, let's go ahead and spin it again.
Spin again.
We like doing shorts first sometimes because it gets, there's a little bit more of a drama. Like, what's the movie going to be?
Mm-hmm.
You know? But your first movie is not that.
Yeah, not that. I love how it's
the wheel's not perfect.
If
Wheel's not perfect. It's okay.
I get another short, it's rigged.
Or Kevin's pick.
Or me. Oh, wow.
Shuffle it up. Sorry, everyone. There's so much on here. It's not going to be a Kevin's pick. It is going to be Charlie St. Cloud. I believe, for some reason, I think that is a Tom Hanks movie.
No, it's a Zac Efron movie.
Oh, is this a... Ooh, interesting. Okay.
Romance fantasy.
Ooh, he's got a chick flick.
Ugh.
Hey, you know what? I have watched a lot of chick flicks recently because of my roommates doing movie nights, and I swear I've liked almost all of them. So
Okay.
don't discount it just because it's a chick flick, man.
We'll see.
Alrighty. It might not even be a chick flick, so. Alrighty, my
Maybe.
first movie. Just because it's romance doesn't mean chick flick.
It says romance fantasy. It's basically 50 Shades of Grey.
There's no romance in that movie. God damn it. For some reason, today is when all the shorts want to be spun.
Mm-hmm.
So. Alrighty. My first movie. Come on, let's get it. Oh. Champions from 2013. I have no idea what that is.
Bad.
What is Champions 2013? I feel like this is one that Twan maybe put on here. 2013?
Yeah. Or maybe 2023.
Maybe
The one with-
2018? No, it's definitely not.
No, the one with Woody Harrelson about the basketball team.
Okay, maybe
I think you put 13 instead of.
I think I put 2013. Yeah, so it's Champions 2023. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. That actually looks like it's a remake of a French film.
Ooh.
It's got decent reviews, so that's interesting. Not able to stream anywhere. I'm gonna have to. Oh, it's on Stars. Ooh.
Stars.
Yeah.
Free movies for $70 a month.
Alrighty. Let's go ahead and get a second movie for Kevin.
Mm-hmm.
Spinning that wheel. And the second movie is. Oh, that's a me one.
Ah. I was like, I already watched that one.
The sheer number of respins on this
I know.
week.
On
been nuts.
265. And
I
we
kind
get
of
the
hope it's a
same
Garrett's pick again.
one. No, it's a my pick for you.
Oh, Jesus. All right. If it lands on yours again, that'll
You'll
be the
take
fourth time.
I know.
And you'll pick the second one for me. All right, no, I don't know if that's fair. We'll see. Kevin's getting Airplane too.
Okay. I haven't seen Airplane 1.
You should watch Airplane 1, like legitimately. It is one of my favorite comedy movies ever. I don't know if Airplane 2 is available to stream anywhere though. Let's check.
Yep, Prime.
Oh, nice. Okay. What about the first one? Is the first one on Prime? First one's on Prime too.
Cool.
Yeah, watch the first one first though.
Okay.
Trust me, you'll like it. Airplane 2, I don't know if I can promise it for that one, but I do know it's at least better than Caddyshack 2 is. But
Oh, I haven't seen Caddyshack 1, so.
Caddyshack 1, oh, dude, you gotta watch that one too. Okay. All right, well, that's for another day. Let's go ahead and spin the wheel.
Oh, you can take off Mrs. Doubtfire.
Oh, yeah.
I see it on the thing, but sorry to distract you from.
And apparently it's my pick for you for the second one. I don't know why this movie of this wheel is just playing it up
It
against
hates
this
us.
thing. Yeah. But I love the wheel. I keep it open all the time.
Mm-hmm.
This is
We
my
keep
second
updating
movie.
it.
I keep it
Updating
open. It's a short. God damn it. Ah, come on. There's so many movies on here that are just for me. Give me one of them.
What should be just for Kevin now?
A Hidden Life.
What
What
is
is a Hidden Life? I love how all the movies we've landed on are like, I don't know what that is. Oh, it's a Terrence Malick movie. Oh, Jesus.
what?
It's a 173 minutes. That's almost 3 hours long.
Ooh.
Austrian farmer Franz Jagerstatter faces the threat of execution for refusing to fight for the Nazis during World War II. But it is a Terrence Malick movie, though. Who is one of the most visually distinctive directors ever. So
okay.
I'm actually okay with this. It is not able to stream anywhere. I have to rent both movies this week. God damn it! But it's okay. Alrighty. So those are our stuff. So Kevin is going to be watching Mouse Trouble the Short, Charlie St. Cloud, and Airplane 2, and by proxy we'll be watching Airplane 1 as well. I will also be watching Quiet Please, which is the short, followed by Champions from 2023, and A Hidden Life, which is going to be a 3-hour movie. So, great. But that is going to be it for the wheel spin this week. So, awesome stuff. This has to be the longest spin the wheel to date. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, it is.
So, Matt Wallace, A Hidden Life was mine. Oh, nice.
Oh, cool.
I totally forgot that you had put that one on there. Yeah, I'm really excited to check the one out. I love Terrence Malick. Tree of Life was a movie I loved when I was in high school and was like not into movies like that. I still really enjoyed it. So I'm really excited to check this one out. Hopefully it's as beautiful as his other movies.
Nice.
But alrighty, that is going to be it for the show this week. Again, apologies everyone if I sounded off tonight, getting over being sick. So it is what it is. And shocker, the next movie club episode coming out next week or this Friday is going to sound similar. So because we're recording it right after this. Movie club. I swear I'm professional at this. Movie Club is our show that comes out every Friday at 4 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So you can check that out when it goes live. This week we're covering the second movie in the Lord of the Rings trilogy and continuing Kevin's story of personal growth by talking about the Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers this week. So very excited to put that video out for you guys. And of course, this show goes live every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, which I know timing might be a little interesting for some of you because a couple of you were not here at the beginning and did not hear the wonderful announcement that I got to share, which is that I'm officially starting my master's.
He's moving
in
to
film.
Guam.
Yeah, there you go. I'm moving to Guam to be there with Matt Wallace, so we can watch movies together. No, I got into my application was accepted, and I'm admitted for my master's program in film and media studies. So I will be getting my master's in film starting in January. So, just saying it now, if the amount of movies that we have to watch has to shrink a little bit, that will be why. I hate to say it, but that's going to take a little bit of precedence over some stuff,
Yep.
But we're still going to have live streams every week. We're still going to do Movie Club because we love doing those. But like the wheel spins might change. It might be one movie and one short a week, or one movie, 2 shorts. Who knows? So, but anyhow, that's going to be it for tonight, everyone. And I'm going to cut it a little short here just because I want to save my voice for Movie Club in a minute.
Yep.
But hope you'll have a fantastic rest of the night, and we will see you all next week at the same time, same place. And until then, make sure to keep those eyes on the screen. Have a good night, everyone.